And a warm welcome to GRTS News at 2000 hours. We are live broadcasting for viewers in the Gambia and around the world. In the headlines this hour, President Adama Barrow inaugurates a multi-million-dollar clinical waste treatment center in Farato. The government of the Gambia signed $68 million grant for tourism development and resilience project with the International Development Association under the World Bank. Vice President Dr. Ali Badara Diouf met officials of the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry at his office in Banjul. In sports, Rwanda made strides in developing basketball in recent years, hosting major continental events over the last 2 years, plus dozens of media practitioners from Anglophone West African on trade advocacy in Lagos, Nigeria, courtesy of ECOWAS and German Development Corporation, and a priest from a Catholic church in the northwestern state of Kaduna kidnapped in Nigeria. The news came after colleagues released he did not show up from Mass on Monday morning. Well, details of this and much more coming ahead in this edition of the news. I am Aissatou Keita, and thanks for joining us. A warm welcome to GRTS News with me, Aissatou Keita. Now, the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow, has presided over the inauguration of a clinical waste treatment center and the commissioning of the EcoStrict microwave technology waste treatment machine in Farato, West Coast region. The event, coordinated by the Ministry of Health, was attended by top government officials, community elders across the West Coast region, and various international partners, including the World Bank, as the donor. While that story by Famara Baji will air later in the news. Meanwhile, the government of the Gambia, through the Ministry of Finance, has signed a $68 million grant for tourism development and resilient project with the International Development Association, IDA, under the World Bank. This development comes with the visit of the World Bank Managing Director of Operations, Mr. Axel Van Trostebong, who paid a courtesy call on His Excellency President Adama Barrow at State House in Banjul. Rohi Bitter tells us more.
This is the first time the World Bank Managing Director of Operations is visiting the Gambia, and his visit comes with the signing of a grant of $68 million for the Tourism Development Resilient Project. The development comes right after meeting with His Excellency President Adama Barrow as they review programs and projects supported by the World Bank Group.
And I think this project is really trying to push the envelope to exploit all the possibility this country has in becoming a very attractive tourism place.
The meeting with President Adama Barrow, according to Mr. Axel Van Trossenborg, was a fruitful one, and it signals the World Bank's long-term cooperation with the Gambia government.
We had just an excellent meeting also with the President of the Republic. And for us, this is important. The signing is just another indication of a very, very strong program we have been able to develop with the Gambia over the last couple of years.
Shortly after signing of the $68 million grant, Finance Minister Sidi Keita spoke of the importance of the tourism development and resilient project as a significant one that is aimed at reinforcing the tourism sector with an implementation period of 5 years.
The project will cover improvements on compliance standards and also collect and use data to ensure evidence-based strategic planning, marketing, and branding of tourism for Gambia. Additionally, infrastructure support for diversification by way of protecting and rehabilitating and management of the coastal areas are another key segment of the project. Also, the small and medium-sized enterprise sector will not be left out, and support will be extended in this area, as well as the investment in technology for the sector.
Currently, the Gambia is benefiting from various World Bank projects, which includes the Medical Waste Treatment Plant, Birkama OMVG Power Plant, and the National Electricity Control Center. The execution of these projects are said to be on the right track.
The execution is actually going quite well. We have certain indicators for that. They look actually quite good. Also, the fact that we have been able to commit over $200 million in the last 2 years also shows something, is namely that we were able together to develop and then present this project. There are in many countries plans and they don't get till the end. So that is a good indication.
Mr. Trossenborg, 2 days visit to the Gambia is said to reaffirm the World Bank Group's commitment to partnering with the Gambia government for better development outcomes for its people. Rohi Bitey, GRTS.
Still on the executive, the Vice President, His Excellency Dr. Arif Badara Diouf, has held a closed-door meeting with the board and management of the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry at his office in Banjul. Marian Jai Ajayi.
The courtesy call paid to the Vice President today at the State House in Banjul by the board and management of the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry was to discuss ways of improving the private sector. Speaking to GRTS shortly after the closed-door meeting, the head of the delegation and president of the board, GCCI, Idrissa Mas Job, said they discussed with the vice president ways to improve private sector participation in agriculture and the reactivation of the Business Council. He noted that the meeting is in response to the VP's call to action on behalf of the government during his previous speeches.
The second thing that we have discussed was the National Business Council. The Business Council has been dormant for quite a while. So we are hoping that with his arrival, we would reactivate the council, which is a council of 5 critical ministries and also 5 senior members of the private sector that allows us to engage and discuss issues related to overall performance of the private sector. We are really encouraged that the government's call to action this time would be implemented. It will not only be words, it will be followed by concrete measures.
Mrs. Sarata Konate, the CEO of GCC, said they also discussed on improving relations between the public and private sector, as well as to chart the way forward for business improvement.
The issues that were discussed as already re-echoed by President Job, amongst them, which is very important, is the issue of partnership between the public and the private sector. If you know, public and private sector is one of the most natural partnerships in the world, and it's only best if we continue to nurture its progressiveness continue to foster more understanding and cooperation between public and private sector.
Marian Jai Ajayi, Chat.
Moving on, the Education Directorate Region 6 has conducted a sensitization forum for the community of Gambisara in the Jimara constituency. The sensitization aims at encouraging parents to enroll and retain their children in school, particularly girls, as indications have shown that enrollment of students in the upper basic and senior secondary school level are dropping dramatically. Our URR correspondent Seydou Kamara witnessed the event and he filed in this report.
The sensitization gathering in Gambisara is meant to discuss the decline of student enrollment, retention and school completion rate over the past 5 years, particularly at the upper basic and senior secondary school levels. Speaking at the UNICEF-funded event, the Regional Education Director in the Upper River Region, Fatou Kinesi, said the sensitization aims to encourage parents to enroll their children in school, particularly girls, to tackle the declining levels of enrollment.
The completion rate at the LBS is fairly good, but as they go from one level to another, it drops drastically. So we want to work together, having 100% completion rate. For this, we need the hands of all. We need the active and effective participation of all. So this does not only mean the community members, but the school staff, the structures such as the SMC, to work together and play a central role in changing mindsets so that we attract the number of students we need to fill up this beautiful building donated by MRC Holland Foundation.
The governor of the region, Sambaba, reiterated the government commitment in bringing not only education but quality infrastructural and learning materials to the doorstep of communities in the region.
Opportunities for skill development in areas such as metalwork, woodwork, computer engineering, food and nutrition, clothing and textile, and many other domains are available in the conventional schools in helping graduates get fundamental skills and knowledge to enter the job market and contribute immensely towards nation building. I therefore wish to commend the staff of the Regional Education Directorate 6 for organizing this enrollment drive. I join them in urging parents, school managers, teachers and learners, other relevant stakeholders to leverage the opportunity brought to their doorstep and continue to work towards achieving the government goal of providing education for all.
Mohamed Balom spoke on the role and responsibilities of community in encouraging school enrollment and retention, challenging community members to take ownership of the school.
Among the roles and responsibilities of the community is to facilitate increase in enrollment and retention. Looking at the size of Gambisara, I don't think the office would have endeavored to come here to campaign for enrollment. Gambisara is big enough to feed this school. But I think what is missing here is the ownership consent of the community. The community need to know that the school belongs to them. So what are the responsibilities of the community towards the school? My predecessor has talked about the drop in enrollment. I would have loved to ask what is responsible for this drop in enrollment.
Various community leaders, including the representative of the National Assembly member for Jimara constituency, Usman Ban, the principal education officer, Region 6, Abdul Qadir Salim, and the school principal, Amin Bai, all emphasized the importance of education and retention of students in school. Education officials thanked UNICEF for their continuous support to the Education Ministry through the government of the Gambia.
Yes. Don't you know that my father is a rich man? I'm not after any education. I'll just continue my father's business. Mika, no need to ask me because I already told you that my husband will take me to abroad soon.
My friend, as for me, I want to be a lawyer. But my friends, I want to advise you that education is important than anything else in this world.
School authorities said the enrollment-driven initiative is one of a series of UNICEF-funded programs making education accessible for all. Seydou Kamara, reporting for GRTS News from Basse Upper River Region.
Well, still on education matters, because Daddy Job Comprehensive Senior Secondary School held its 22nd graduation ceremony for grades 9 and 12. The ceremony, as Khadija Tujala reports, saw the presentation of certificates and the launching of Edward Francis Small newsletter by the school.
Established in 1998, Daddy Job Comprehensive School, according to officials, continue to produce outstanding students who are contributing to socio-economic development of the country. Bolong Sonko is the vice chairperson of the school's board of directors.
Over the board, the school, and the PTA, in strong partnership with the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, worked hard to build the required infrastructure, recruited competent and committed teachers, and provided the relevant teaching aids that ensure the best teaching and learning practices for improved performance. Today, we are happy to note that former students from the school are in very responsible positions in society and contributing meaningfully to the socio-economic development of our society.
The principal, Mr. Mumbodo Lamindiba, explained the academic reports of the school.
We are looking for students who fail completely, bringing them, giving them the second chance. And the most interesting thing is, you with your aggregate 6, you go to high school, Lutheran Methodist, another person with the aggregate 54 come to get the job. After 3 years, you sit to the exam, and all of you got 7 credit, 8 credit, 9 credit to go to university. What is the difference? In fact, we have our students here who will sit to rise in grade 11. Grade 11, and they have 8 credits.
The guest speaker of the occasion, who was an ex-student of the school, Ndeye Touré, encouraged the 2022 graduating class to remain hardworking and committed to develop themselves and the country by extension. She also encouraged them to have confidence in themselves and pursue their dreams.
Sorry, you are now armed with one of the most important tools needed to forge your path ahead. It's not the certificate itself that counts. It is about what you have learned along the way and what you do with the education you have gotten into your journey to graduation today. Your future is in your hands, no one else's. Seize this opportunity. Go out there, work hard, and achieve your goals.
The coordinator of Dari Job Comprehensive School Press Club, Sana Baji, said the launching of the school newsletter is going to promote the culture of news writing earmarked to inform and educate students on different development issues. Outstanding students and staff in different disciplines were certified. The event was punctuated with drama and other cultural performance. Khadija Tijjalo, reporting for GRTS News.
Moving on, the information is powerful, through that is useful, but equally could be destructive when misused. Words of the new Minister of Information, Lamin Queen Jame. The minister was speaking to operatives of community and private radios as he continues his familiarization tour on Tuesday. Ibrahim Jallo has the details.
Tuesday's engagements began with a visit to Janekoto Radio in Gunjur. Founded in 2003, Tijan Jane, the proprietor, said the medium educates, inform and entertain the audience around the country and beyond. From Gunjur to Brikama FMB Radio, one of the oldest community radios in the country. The manager Bakari Mane and staff lament lack of adequate equipment and financial support to boost the operations of the radio.
It was discussed in the previous year that the council should take certain amount of staff to be paid, but that has never emanated. So we struggle, especially manager, to go out, find some contract, and then this is where we pay the bills, and this is where we do give our staffs, etc.
Elsewhere in Brikama, the minister visited the Bulundala FM owned by One Bakari Gazama and Home Digital FM of Pamudu Bojang. The meetings were interactive and frank, as both sides explained concerns and objectives going forward. The minister wants to know the operational modalities and program content of media establishments in the country.
Information is power, and power, when utilized in the right way, can help a lot, can make a lot. But if it is badly utilized, it can equally destroy a whole lot of generations.
The Information Minister emphasizes government directive requiring all private and commercial radios to link GRTS radio during primetime news. Tuesday's engagements climax at the Muslim television Ahmadiyya de Gambia. where the minister was taken on tour of modern studios and transmission facilities before holding talks with the Amir Baba F. Trawale and staff of the MTA on the task at hand. Ibrahima Jallo, GRTS News.
Well, that report by Ibrahima Jallo takes us to our first break. Sports news is up next. Do stay.
Hi there. How come you are constantly on your phone? You must have lots of credit.
Credit. All I need is $5. With the AfriCell SMS Express service, you can send 250 SMSs for $5 only. All you need to do is send SUB to 7050 for $5 only, and you can benefit from 250 SMSs valid for 7 days and enjoy texting.
Where AfriCell goes, nobody dares to follow.
Double the data, double the fun. Only on AfriMoney.
Buzz Bundle. To enjoy the Buzz Bundle on AfriMoney, dial *777# and double your data for as low as $10 and get 80 megabytes. And also, receive 3 gigabytes of data for only $150. There's more. Just dial *777# to find out.
All bundles are valid for 7 days. To cash in, visit our nearest AfriMoney agent.
AfriMoney. Send money anywhere, anytime.
In sports, Rwanda has made huge strides in developing basketball in recent years. Apart from hosting major continental events over the last 2 years, the country's national federation has established high-profile domestic competitions to boost the growth of the sport. CGTN's Mohamed Abubakar reports from Kigali.
Rwanda has been at the center of African basketball for the past 2 years. The East African nation hosted the 30th edition of the men's FIBA Afrobasket in 2021 and 2 Basketball Africa League finals in only 12 months. This has impacted local basketball by accelerating its development due to the huge interest the sport is enjoying. The Rwanda Basketball Federation, FERWABA, which only ran 2 Division 1 leagues for both men and women, had recently inaugurated a second-tier competition.
We feel like it's a growth that is, for us, remarkable. Having a league, the 2 leagues combined of 31 teams, for us it's a sign that we are heading towards somewhere where we have like a basketball industry that is a way of life for the players, for the coaches, and everybody involved. That is a great field for investors and everybody who wants to be involved in the sports industry.
In May, FERWABA entered a partnership with NBA Africa to grow basketball at the grassroots level. The partnership will see a launch of a school's basketball league, which will benefit over 1,000 young players each year.
It's an issue we're having today, the fact that we don't have competitions in high schools or universities. That prevents us from having a larger group of talents where we can pick from and build like national teams or like participate in other competitions with rosters that are really strong. So I think having age categories in competitions is going to help, and we are striving to get to that level.
Rwanda's national team has participated in 6 continental championships. 2 domestic clubs, the Patriots and Reg, have represented East Africa in the first 2 editions of the Basketball Africa League. The federation is hoping that a Rwandese team can win a continental title in the near future.
We are pushing to be a league that is professional, to have professional leagues, also to be regular goers to the BAL and champions. And for the national team, we'll be able to measure the success when our team will be winning the Afrobasket competition, when our team will be going to the World Cup. So the measurement of success is at that level.
Rwanda's rapid growth in the game of basketball is a testament to what proper facilities such as the arena behind me can do to elevate any sport. FERWABA hope that this, coupled with their strategic partnerships and programs, can distinguish the country as a talent hub in the region. Mohamed Abubakar for CGTN, Kigali, Rwanda.
Other news, a 5-day seminar for dozens of media practitioners from Anglophone West Africa on trade advocacy is underway in Lagos, Nigeria. The training under the Trade Facilitation West Africa program is organized by ECOWAS and German Development Corporation, GIZ, in collaboration with West African Institute for Trade, Agriculture and Development, supported by international donor partners. The initiative supports ECOWAS economic integration efforts by building the capacity of journalists in the sub-region. GRTS Usman Mane is among the participants from Lagos. He sent his report.
The Trade Facilitation West Africa program is a multi-donor initiative by the US, EU, Kingdom of Netherlands, and Federal Republic of Germany, co-implemented by the German Development Corporation, GIZ, and the World Bank. This initiative supports ECOWAS economic integration efforts. Bernard Tayo is the head of component, transit and trade corridors at the TFWA.
The Trade Facilitation West Africa program is aimed at improving the free movement of goods and services in the region, and this includes improving corridor efficiency, focusing on key trade corridors in the region. Our support measures are aimed at supporting collaborative initiatives between non-state actors and the public sector, all aimed at improving the trade facilitation environment in the region.
Africa is said to play a little significant role in international trade despite a population of about 1.3 billion. African countries have signed numerous trade agreements but still remains on the margins of world trade due to inadequate infrastructure, among others.
Is our lack of productive capacity, our limited trade infrastructure, the high costs of trading across borders, also the lack of awareness of trade benefits, and also a large volume of informal trade.
For these reasons, the ECOWAS Commission and GIZ, in collaboration with West African Institute for Trade, Agriculture and Development, brought together dozens of media practitioners from the 5 ECOWAS Anglophone countries in Lagos, Nigeria, on trade advocacy seminar. The sub-regional body is promoting integration policies, including the new custom code, ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme, WTO Trade Facilitation Scheme, and the AFCFTA Agreement. Capacity building for journalists, according to Kolawole Sofola, Director of Trade, ECOWAS Commission, will accelerate integration within member states.
The objectives of this capacity building workshop is to allow media to contribute to the facilitation of cross-border and international trade by reporting and providing critical information on trade issues in the region, promoting and facilitating regional multi-stakeholder dialogue, including with the public and the private on issues related to regional trade policies and trade agreements, and creating platforms for consultation between stakeholders along, in particular, key corridors.
Participants drawn from Sierra Leone, Liberia, Ghana, Nigeria, and the Gambia will be exposed to advocacy techniques, outreach principles, publicity and communication strategies during the week-long training to hold public actors accountable to their commitments to the smooth implementation, monitoring, and evaluation to trade instruments to the benefit of the population. Usman Mane, GRTS, Lagos, Nigeria.
While still staying in Nigeria, a priest from a Catholic church in the northwestern state of Kaduna has been kidnapped. Colleagues of Father Emmanuel Silas have released that he has been abducted after he did not show up for Mass on Monday morning. The incident comes amid spate of similar incidents there. On Saturday, the 2 Catholic priests were captured in the southern state of Edo. Last week, a priest was taken from his home near the city and was later found dead. Nigeria is struggling actually to combat a surge in killing and kidnappings. For more, we turn to CGTN.
Latest kidnappings of priests that we've seen in recent days is not yet known. But in the last years, armed groups locally known as bandits have increased their operations in states like Kaduna, where this latest incident occurred, and in other northwestern states like Sokoto, Katsina, and the likes, kidnapping people and killing them, demanding for ransom. They've attacked churches, they've attacked local communities, they've attacked travelers, and even schools. They've kidnapped more than 1,500 school students between December 2020 and 2021. Security experts in the country have said that the latest kidnapping of priests could be to incite religious groups against the government and also to gain some sort of global prominence. But armed groups known as bandits have been operating in that region, and they've been kidnapping people, demanding for ransom, and many have had to pay those ransoms in order to get their loved ones released. The authorities are yet to comment on this latest incident, but President Muhammadu Buhari has repeatedly ordered the military to ensure that it ends all forms of insecurity in the country, banditry, Boko Haram, farmers, herders clashes, and all forms of insecurity in the country. But security experts have said that poverty, unemployment, inflation, which has been on the rise, are some of the issues that are fueling insecurity in the country. And they have said that the strategy that the military is using needs to be improved upon. Intelligence needs to be improved upon. They say the military needs more sophisticated equipment to be able to fight those of the ones that the armed groups are carrying. They say that the root causes of insecurity, like poverty, like I said, needs to be addressed to discourage people from taking up arms to kidnap people and kill them, demanding for ransom, because they see it as a lucrative business. And also they've said that there's been no concrete arrest of those who are perpetrating these kidnappings and killings of people in different communities in northwestern Nigeria. And they say unless that is being addressed, a lot of people will keep picking up arms and kidnapping and killing people for ransom.
Quite unfortunate, and we will leave it at that and look at the main points once again. President Adama Barrow has inaugurated a multi-million-dollar clinical waste treatment center in Farato. The government of the Gambia have signed a $68 million grant for tourism development and resilience project with the International Development Association under the World Bank. The Vice President, Dr. Aliu Badara Diouf, have met officials of Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry at his office in Banjul. In sports, Rwanda have made strides in developing basketball in recent years, hosting major continental events over the last 2 years. Plus, dozens of media practitioners from Anglophone West Africa are on trade advocacy in Lagos, Nigeria, courtesy of ECOWAS and German Development Corporation. And a priest from a Catholic church in northwestern state of Kaduna have been kidnapped in Nigeria. News came after colleagues released that he did not show up for Mass on Monday morning. And that's it for now. Do join me again at 2200 hours for more news and updates. Until then, I am Aissatou Keita, and thanks for watching.